and what happened to bring it to that point?
Well, you say good terms. There weren't bad terms. We just fell out of communication. And Holder kind of, he said, look, you guys need to start talking again. And that was kind of it. It made sense. And then when Gundy and I sat down and talked, this program up here isn't about Gundy, it's not about me, it's about OSU. And so I said, well, look, you and I both want the same thing, OSU to win. So he said, well, let's do everything we can to accomplish that. And that's where we are. It was that quick. Now, we sat around talking for 2 hours after that, but that was kind of blood, guts, and feathers.
In December, Mike Gundy said basically that for the greater good, it's important for him and Boone Pickens to be on the same page. When he said that, did you agree with it when you read it?
I did. Well, you can't disagree with that because it gets back to the same thing. We want to beat OU.
Well, and along those lines, Mr. Pickens, I thought maybe this program had gotten past that point, but it still showed me last year, and probably every other OSU fan, the value of a win over Oklahoma and what it can do.
Sure, it's big to us. I mean, if you go back and look at the history, we got a lot of wins that we got to do. We got to get that in a little better order than we've had. And I'm talking to Barry Switzer, and he said we can always count on 9 out of 10 off you guys. And of course, that didn't sit very well with me. So anyway, everybody's together. We're ready to go. We're going to have a good year.
Do you remember the feeling you had after finishing watching that game, that overtime, and the way that team took control in the overtime? Your immediate reaction after that game?
Oh, I can't tell you what that was. I mean, it was sure. I loved it. It was great. I don't know. But I like to win. You all know that. I mean, I'm a guy. I don't want somebody to beat me.
Sounds like you're pretty excited about the future, though, after what you're saying to the guys, right?
Yeah, I am excited about it. Mike telling you got a good team, and I really am looking forward to the season. So,
to this point, is this program farther along now at this point than ever before?
Well, it is, of course. And I mean, if you go back and look at Mike's period, it came on 05, so he's 10 years. And if you look at it, sure, there's some things in there you say, well, I'd like this to be different. But if you go back to 11, we could have been playing for the national championship. And we hadn't lost that game up at Ames and all. But we were out there, we beat Sanford. And we don't have that. If you go back and look at history, we don't have many of those days. And so we're getting better all the time. When I commented out there, we got... I said 2 out of 5 off the Sooners in the last 5 years, and Mike said 2 out of 4. I said, well, after this year, we'll have 3 out of 5. And so it's, but OU wants to beat us too. I understand that. I know what life's like. I have said, and you all heard me say, that we're all from Oklahoma. OU, OSU. I know all the players aren't from Oklahoma, but you know what I mean. It's OU and OSU, but we've got a state that only has 3 million people in it, and so when the day before it gets pretty steamed up. You have a football game, give it a week, we're all back from Oklahoma again. It's sort of like putting your hands in a bucket of water and splashing. You can make a lot of racket. You take your hands out and take about 5 seconds, smooth. Well, that's the way, after it's over with till the next game. But anyway.
Today was not the icebreaker, though, with you and Mike. I mean, you guys have been corresponding pretty regularly now for 2 or 3 months, right?
You say now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mike and I talk every week. And when you things straighten out on something, you go forward. I mean, you'd have to say I'm mature. I'll be 87 next week, and Mike he's a lot more mature than he was back in 2005. And so it's 2 men talking. They decide to do something. They do it.
You said you fell out of communication. Could you Why did you fall out of communication to begin with?
You know, I don't know. We just kind of stopped talking, and that's not good. As being so much older than Mike, I should have been the one to call up and said, "Hey, wake up! I mean, we gotta stay in communication." It's good now. Okay, what else?
And why didn't you guys talk?
What?
Why didn't you talk? What was
Why
it?
didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of asked the same question. He just kind of drifted apart.
What was it?
There was no incident. And when they
I
talked,
always thought it was the contract negotiation. Was so
I never
contentious.
had a word with him about his contract. I've never talked to Mike Gundy about his contract. And I wasn't for the increase in 11. I said, step him on up as he is successful. And the Regents were the ones that made that contract. I didn't.
What would you say is your satisfaction level with Mike Gundy?
That what?
What would you say is your satisfaction level with Mike Gundy?
Now? Well, I'm not. I'm satisfied with him. Is that the answer?
Yeah, what would you describe your satisfaction?
Yeah, I think Mike Gundy, if you look at his record, he's a winner. He's won more football games and had the best record of any coach that we've ever had at Oklahoma State. So sure, I'm satisfied with him.
How much of your excitement going forward in the short term is based on what you saw from Mason Rudolph at the end of last year?
Well, of course, I was talking to the kid down at JW. I've been a JW Walsh fan, and I've never met Mason Rudolph. I know who he is, of course, but it was pretty exciting. There's no question. The guy is a good quarterback. JW is a very good athlete, and he can play quarterback. And so I'm excited about our team this year.
More excited than ever about this group?
Yeah, I am. I really am. I think, but it could be Mike and I hooking up again. That's part of it.
For how last season finished up?
Oh yeah, it was. I loved that end of the season.
Big plans for your birthday next week?
Nah, just take it in routine deal. Go out to dinner, come home, go to bed early. It's 22nd of May is when it is, so it's like 5 weeks away. And yeah, I'll enjoy another birthday. I'm getting a little bit tired of my wife, but I don't want the alternative. So
You're leaving here to go right back to Augusta.
I'm headed for Augusta right now. I'm gonna be back in time to have dinner with the family. I got my family down, and I get off today. I came up here yesterday. I was in New York, but I go up from Augusta and then come back in time for dinner. So
Augusta, or stay here and talk to these people? I say let's go to Augusta.
okay, let's go.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Thanks for your help.
Thank you.